Satisfied with her appearance, she does not see the scars that run across her thighs, nor does she see the ribs that poke against her skin. She does not see the dangerous yellow within her eyes. She only sees what she used to be. Though then she was less self-conscious, the comments of others and the constant reinforcement from her favorite television shows and magazines helped turn her into this. Let's go several months back into this young girl's life. She was studying hard to graduate at the top of her class, and though she was a little heavier than most girls, she did not let that stop her. When she'd walk down her school's hallway, her peers would laugh at her for her choice of dress, the way she swayed as she walked. As this kept occurring, her confidence dwindled into nothing. She would stand in the mirror in the mornings before school and see what her peers would say about her and herself. My thighs are too big. I have gross hair. I can't believe how fat I am. To try and refocus her mind on something positive, she would just turn on her favorite TV show or open up her favorite fashion magazine and only see those comments that her classmates rephrased in speech or text. With every day of brainwashing, she began to eat less. Her parents became concerned and tried to intercede, but this only made her matters worse. Longingly, she'd think about something to eat, but her bedroom wall of models' perfect bodies would mock her. She was hopeless. She became dangerously ill. The mandatory desire to be perfect depicted by her classmates, who they themselves learned from what they saw the most, haunted her like a ghost. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Emily Waters. America's women are being brainwashed into believing that they are worthless, and that this is done by the corruption of the media. By presenting a perfect appearance in a way that claims to be a majority but is truly a minority, the people of America do not realize the potential impact of role models in advertising messages or in programs. They also do not see that the lie the media presents to the intaker creates mass effects, thus destroying the minds of millions of youth today. This society's children are being manipulated into believing that they must strive for and attain the one true perfection that is portrayed throughout the media, and thus they acquire dangerous habits to comply, such as anorexia nervosa or even bulimia nervosa. In the next few moments, we will explore the tactics that the media uses to create body shaming and the combat against this, which is body acceptance within the American culture. As a culture, we must represent the truth that the media tries so hard to hide. Salma Hayek proclaimed, "People often say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder." And I say that the most liberating thing about that is realizing that you are the beholder. Let's dive into this. American culture dictates that in order to be seen as valued, they must attain a specific look about them. The normal appearance is dictated as this: small frame, perfect luminous skin, and voluminous hair. Basically, everything about the individual must be perfected or airbrushed. But how easy is this really? It's not. Humans are born with these imperfections. No one is made the same, and no one can attain the exact same look. People have different hair colors, different skin textures, different eye colors, hair lengths and pigments, and as seen most important in this society, body size. If everyone is different, then how do the photographers or the filmmakers attain the sense of perfection? The wonder of Photoshop is now easily available to ordinary citizens. Within Photoshop, and even websites such as Instagram, an individual may edit their features slightly or take on a very drastic change. As seen in the photograph behind me, this woman posed for a video called Time Lapse Video Shows Models Photoshop, where the director showed the world the true stance of the model industry. The difference is evident. What does this teach the youth of America? To them, they view the image on the right as real and easily attainable. But they do not realize that in order to recreate that look for them, it requires pounds of makeup, hair extensions, and hours of dedication to achieve the level of proficiency with the art of cosmetics and hours of working out to attain that tiny little body. With the media claiming that this is real, and because it is the most produced image of a woman's beauty, it leads youth to believe the latter level of beauty that society has laid before them. But the question is, are these really healthy aspirations? The power that these people hold is so dangerous that children even start to diet as young as 10. This is only obvious since children are exposed to over 40,000 commercials a year. What adolescents don't realize is that it is apparent that these models probably have an eating disorder. The two most prevalent eating disorders are anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. Though not all eating disorders are attained through the perception of beauty that the media dictates, the media indeed is a powerful force, if not the most powerful. With their headquarters located in Hollywood, California, where all forms of media is influenced, it's easy to spread their gospel of beauty. The media is the outlet, it is the source, and it spreads into the lives of people. There are even websites that produce self-harm, such as the Pro-Ana movement, that are leaking into everyday life of teens everywhere. Ana, or anorexia nervosa, is the messenger of all eating disorders. She writes a very personal letter that permeates each girl's life. Even someone who has no desire to develop an eating disorder can be greatly affected by this letter. A standard letter was written and can be easily found on the internet of a girl named Anna who doctors address as anorexia. This letter is so convincing to women with low self-esteem. To start the letter, she tears the recipient down, ripping away all compliments that they have ever received to replace with hideous remarks. This has been seen throughout history as a very standard technique of brainwashing, just like telling the prisoner that their family does not love them anymore is exactly what Anna does to the reader. To finish her work, she states that she will be the recipient's friend, and that she will guide her into perfection, which Anna describes as having the perfect body. From having this perfect body will stem all forms of success. But as seen in all cases of eating disorders, this obsession does not lead to success, but rather into the depths of self-harm and eventually rock bottom. Oh, is this harsh? Do you not want this to happen to you? Am I unfair? I do things that will help you. I make it possible for you to stop thinking of emotions that cause you stress. Thoughts of anger, sadness, depression, and loneliness can cease because I take them away and fill your head with pathetic calorie counting. I take away your struggle to fit in with kids your age, the struggle of trying to please everyone as well, because now I am your only friend, and I am the only one you will ever need to please. Body shaming is everywhere. It's in our nation, our state, and our hometown. According to a survey that was completed at Faith Christian High School, a staggering 68% of the female population were unsatisfied with their appearance. And that was probably a lie, because everyone's unsatisfied with their appearance in some way. And 30% of the female population considered just to develop an eating disorder to compromise. 2 brave girls even admitted to actually having an eating disorder. To quote one, they said, "I have one. It's not something to joke around about because it can be very dangerous." With this, 54% believed that their unhappiness with themselves was because of a celebrity's appearance. And though body shaming is prevalent, these victims admitted with a high 58% that even though they had been bullied for their appearance and for who they were, they participated in body shaming other people as well. These girls, although some meant it very harmless, are really taking part in self-destructive actions, destructive to the victim and eventually to themselves. Words are like daggers or medicine. One heals and the other will destroy, even if it's unintentional. Please allow me to read you a segment from a letter from Mary Lambert. I know girls who are trying to fit into the social norm, like squeezing into last year's prom dress. I know girls who are low-rise, MAC eyeshadow, and binge drinking. I know girls that wonder if they're a disaster and good-looking enough to fit in. I know girls who are fleeing bombs from the mosques of their skin, playing Russian roulette with death. It's never easy to accept that our bodies are fallible and flawed. But when do we draw this line? When the knife hits the skin, isn't it the same thing? It isn't the same thing as purging because we are so obsessed with death. Some women just have more guts than others. The funny thing is, women like us don't shoot. We swallow pills, still wanting to be seen as beautiful at the morgue, still proceeding to put on makeup, still hoping that the mortician finds us worthy and attractive. We might as well be buried with our shoes and handbags and scarves, girls, because we flirt with death every time we etch a new tally mark into our skin. I know how to split my wrists and reveal a battlefield too, but the time has come for us to reclaim our bodies. Luckily, there are counter movements that battle the war inside of women. Companies such as Dove and Special K are reaching out to women across the world and telling them not to listen to what the media has told them, but rather encourage them to see themselves in a new light. Even lingerie modeling companies such as Ari are beginning to stray away from Photoshop and show the model's true self in order to create peace. There is a problem, however. Even within these body-positive movements, there is something wrong. They still glorify only one specific. Instead of including sizes 0, say, let's say 24, they focus their plight towards women of similar sizes, say 12 to 16. Though they preach an amazing gospel of acceptance, picking and choosing the cutoff lines for the standards of beauty is highly inappropriate. Girls of all sizes are beautiful and perfect, but obviously the media, even if they claim to be for the greater good, will always be corrupt. What is true beauty? What is the beauty that no one teaches? Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her work bring her praise at the city gate. According to this last book of Proverbs, a woman is to be eager to do good work. She is a humble servant who looks at life with positivity and confidence. Beauty, according to the Bible, is to be viewed as humility, a kindred heart, and the purity of the heart. Proverbs 31:27-29 states, "She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praised her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all." The media not might proclaim love to girls, but King David stated perfection begins in the womb. "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place. When I was woven together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed body, and all the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to pass." Okay, sorry. Due to different denominations of the church, many churches view the media's power against women differently. According to Father John Matusiak from the Orthodox Church, the Orthodox Church has no official policy on body image or the power of the media. We should say, however, that the objectification of human beings misses the mark with regards of the true nature of God's creation. Okay, Catholics state, the producers have a high responsibility of producing truth. They also state that the media are not uncommonly used as weapons in ideological conflict, or else in a quest for higher ratings. All ethical regulation of the content of adolescence and the media are turned into instruments for seducing people and making them dependent. According to the Methodists, the media produces dehumanizing portrayals. They're sensationalized. These practices degrade humankind and violate the teachings of Christ and the Bible. Instead of encouraging, motivating, and inspiring its audiences to adopt lifestyles based on the sanctity of life, the entertainment industry often advocates the opposite, painting a cynical picture of violence, abuse, greed, profanity, and the constant denigration of family. The media must be held accountable for the part they play in the decline of values we observe in society today. The denomination of the Foursquare Church believes that the media perception of people is very unrealistic. The perfection that they that they indicate as true is not only unhealthy for the body, but also the soul. Unlike the world, which believe that this is the only life that they have to live, the Foursquare Church points out that life is meant to be lived with eternity in mind. And instead of idolizing our physical appearance, we are to focus on our emotional health and most of all, our spiritual health within our relationship with Christ. In 1 Peter it says, "Do not let your adornment be merely outward, arranging the hair, wearing of gold, or putting on fine apparel. Rather, let it be hidden. Let it be the hidden person of the heart, with the incorruptible beauty of the gentle and quiet spirit, which is very precious in the sight of God." It's dangerous to open your laptop. It's dangerous to turn on your TV or flip open a magazine. Every page that is turned, every channel that is flipped, and every website that is browsed contains a danger that is easily accessed and can be easily adopted. It's dangerous business walking out your front door. If you don't keep to your feet, there's no telling where you will be swept off to. It's easy to be distracted. It's easy to flow with the culture, and it's dangerously easy to idolize that which society does. The author of 1 Peter stated, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour." How, as a people, do we defeat this? It starts young. Parents must teach their children the difference between reality and a fantasy. It's a parent's responsibility to be involved and to discuss what true beauty is. With this, though, they must practice what they preach. Parents should not hate their bodies vocally to their children. It creates a normalcy that only leads to destructive behavior. Rather, parents should be strong and loving towards themselves and in others. In Mark, the author says, "You shall love your neighbor as yourself." But everyone here, please take the moment to ask yourself this. Can you truly love yourself for everything that you are if you don't love others? Got that backwards. Is there any way for an individual to recover from body hate? Luckily, though the damage is permanent and can be easily relapsed, there are many communities that support each other in the lifestyle of reclaiming your positive body image. Websites such as Tumblr, Facebook, and YouTube all have communities within them of women who struggle but are fighting to change society's mind. They claim that they are who they are and that the beauty that the media produces is a way to control women. Most of all, focus your relationship on Christ. There is hope to reclaim yourself from pain, from loss, and from hopelessness. The National Eating Disorder Association can be reached at 1-800-931-2237. During the week, they offer anonymous counseling to aid those suffering from eating disorders. Okay. Also, there is a National Suicide Association, and they can be reached at 1-800-273-8255. There, you can actually go online, and they have a chat room to where you can go in and talk to anonymous counselors, and they don't know who you are, they don't know how to reach you again, but it helps you vent your problems, and it helps you just to become, I guess, less burdened, you could put it easily. Their website is Suicide Prevention on lifeline.org. But if you need a more personal interaction to aid you in your recovery, you can go to your local church and request to meet with a pastor. Pastor Rob Christian and Associate Pastor Bob Walker from the Rivers Yuba City Foursquare Church offer counseling sessions for no price and are willing to help anyone with any issue they may be facing. To continue on Mary Lambert's letter, love your body the way your mother loved your baby feet, and brother arm wrapping shoulders, and remember, this is important. You are worth more than who you are with. You are worth more than a waistline. You are worth more than beer bottles displayed like drunken artifacts. You are worth more than any naked body could proclaim in the shadows. More than a man's whim or a father's mistake. You are no less valuable as a size 16 than a size 4. You are no less valuable than a 32A from a 36C. Your beauty is defined by the concentric circles within your wood. It is wisdom. You are like a tree stump with leaves sprouting out because you are reborn. My message to girls who struggle is this: throw every perception of beauty and who you think you are down the drain. Society has lied to you. It has enticed you, and it has drug you beneath it. You are the embodiment of perfection through Christ alone. You are not just beautiful in your own way, but in every single way. You are perfect, you are elegant, and everything you will ever need to be. And with that, I'd say you're pretty special and beautiful, and most of all perfect inside and out, because you are God's princess. Allow me to leave you with these words. If our energy were put toward the improvement of the world and the welfare of our families instead of the constant pursuit of beauty, imagine what we could achieve. Imagine what would happen if the money that goes towards cosmetics and diets went toward medical care in developing countries. The beauty myth not only hinders gender equality, but any cause in the world that could have been helped by somebody who died from an eating disorder. Are there any questions?